Hello everybody and welcome to round 2 of SteamCon 2018's last chance qualifier for the Guild Ball World Championship.
So there are 2 slots open in this. It was advertised as one, but the winner from Italy couldn't make it, so there were the 2 spots available that are being played for here.
Yep. We have got Henry Packer versus Pash Kornienko.
I'm glad you tried to tackle that one.
Kornienko. Pash is our SteamCon 2018 guest of honour.
Nice.
For his fantastic work
building
up
amount of work.
The Scottish Guild Ball meta over the 2017 and early 2018 year, and so
super nice guy,
really
does
nice
a lot of work,
fantastic.
Gets rewarded for it.
Yeah, it's good to see.
So it's Morticians versus Engineers. I'm assuming Pash is Engineers. I'm pretty sure that's kind of all he plays.
Yes,
did I get
that's
that right?
Correct. Yeah.
Cool. In terms of the game plan cards, we have those at the moment. We actually have a pack of them. We got given a pack of cards. Look how lucky we are.
Yeah.
So I am representing Pash, and Jamie is going to represent Henry. So Pash has sell it to the crowd, full back, stick to the plan, keep the ball moving, and keep your chin up.
So
he's
your
got
spread of
a 6, 2 5s, 2 4s, so decent spread.
Oh, okay. And HP has seize the initiative, big +7. Lone striker, big +7.
Oh.
Grudge match +6. So 3 really good cards.
So if he can get it done in 3 turns, then he's doing really well.
Back in the game and dig deep. So that's a 4 and a 2. So he has some cards that if he's so far up on momentum as the Mortician player, you've probably got an obvious turn where you do.
Is he going to be using Oil? Because I hear
Scalpel actually.
Word on the street is that Scalpel is the hotness.
That's very true. Yeah. But if it does, probably isn't. Probably is Scalpel. Well, looks like it is Scalpel. It is Scalpel. Okay. Even so, she generates a lot of momentum herself. 2 smaller cards to not burn the big ones.
What a world we live in, where Scalpel gets picked over Obulus. Who saw that coming ever?
Take that, season 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Or season 2 and 3.
I'm assuming that's Dirge. That looks like a bird.
Yeah, it looks like we've got.
Then that's a Hemlock.
Hemlock, a Graves.
Is that a Cosset?
A Cosset.
Ronan, have we got a camera on the other half, or is that our close to pitch shot?
Yeah.
That's our close to pitch shot.
Have we got them done? If we can go back to the top screen so we can see the cards.
Graves. That looks like a regular Graves.
Yep, original Graves, Gast, and Cosset.
Gast and Cosset.
Yep. Whilst the Engineers have got Ballista.
You can go to the other shot now, Ronan.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Is it Ballista? Yeah. Ballista, Salvo, Ratchet, Mainspring. Yep. Velocity, Veteran, and
Veteran Velocity.
Colossus.
So Ballista, Mainspring, Salvo, Ratchet, Vet Velocity, and Colossus.
Correct.
Cool. We're in.
We're all done. HP's Morticians, if you get a chance to see them, you can see Obulus there. He has installed LEDs into some of the models.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
They are beautiful.
I judged some of the painting stuff at the WTC, and they were an entrant in that, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Shot the hole, lots of gamers getting ready for round 2. Some big upsets, apparently, in round 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Steve lost, and I believe somebody else.
Lots of other people lost.
Lots of, half the people lost.
Half the people lost, actually.
Yeah. Some of the inverted commas names lost.
Some of the favourites.
Yeah. That's what
Season 4, it's a shake-up.
Yeah?
It's a shake-up. I think it's probably the biggest shake-up we've had.
Yeah, by far. Season 2 to 3 was a pretty big one.
Yep.
Just for the core changes in the game.
Yeah.
Like starting with the momentum.
Yeah, that was a pretty big one. I think game plans have done. I think it is the combination of game plans and then the player changes, because obviously the players for season 3 weren't necessarily made with the game plan cards in mind.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming, I didn't work on them, but I'm assuming some of the game plan stuff kind of informs things that are changed on players into how they can benefit and how that works, even though the core of the game is the same, where the more momentum you have, the more likely you are to have initiative going into a turn.
Yeah.
It's not entirely random anymore, which kind of changes a lot.
Yeah. There's a lot to be said for game plan deck cards. I mean, sometimes there's always... I've been on the receiving end of it. I've been on the good end of it, where somebody was beating you by 4 momentum.
You're supposed to not win and then manage to claw it out. Yeah.
They roll a 1, you roll a 6, and you're like, I win now.
Yeah.
Because we 1 in 36 chanced this. Good old pundit dice on the right there from Pash. They are his momentum dice, so one dice equals one momentum.
Okay. So the pips don't matter, it's just the dice itself, right?
Yeah, pips don't lie.
Is that so that when people bonus time, they can just grab a dice and add it to the pile?
Basically, yeah. And then you discard it.
Did you just say pips don't lie and it completely went over my head?
Yeah, you did. Yep, I did.
I'm shaking my head. Shaking head. It's probably too late at this point.
That's a delayed transition.
Do it anyway.
That's terrible. What kind of rank amateur?
Oh god, he's just winding us up now. The Mort's team is Scalpel, Dirge, Vet Hemlock, Graves, Ghast, and Cosset.
So Pasha saying, this is a. Pasha's checking the Scalpel card on his app. He's got one of the older apps, not Guild Ball Manager, so it's not fully up to date.
Right.
The dev's not updated, so he's like, oh, okay, that's different to mine.
So where do you see this one going? So I've got pre-information from the chat that this is alleged to be a pretty rough matchup for engineers.
For engineers, yeah. I would be inclined to agree. Gas getting I believe he got the extra influence, so he can take 4 now. Or he gained, he gained 1 on the other side, so he brings 2. So the team's not so starved anymore, despite having Ghast.
Right.
Cosset and the Bird are just fantastic together.
Yep. Graves is Graves.
Graves still got tooled up.
Hemlock for
offering. Hemlock for everything you want.
And then Scalpel just.
Scalpel's Voodoo Strings.
Yeah.
Dubbed as what feels like a legendary every turn by Vincent Kirchhoff.
Nice.
I watched his Morticians Season 4 in 4 minutes video, and that was something that kind of stuck with me, was that it does kind of feel like a legendary every turn.
Right. Did she change a huge amount outside of
Yeah, so her playbook has been reworked.
Okay.
She's lost her push dodges and her 1 damage push dodge on 3. Yeah.
Why do people like her? That sounds awful.
Second wind has been changed. It's no longer a jog after activation. It's a 4-inch dodge, so standardized for everybody.
Nice.
The Spirit Bomb, which can be triggered off the playbook, does 2 damage AoE, and everyone within it suffers a 2-inch push. Which
Shout out to Goku.
Amazing, yeah. Still got Anatomical. Voodoo Strings is the big one, which every model within 6 inches, when she makes a successful attack that does damage, she can push them 2 inches.
Right.
There's no, I don't think there's any restriction on the direction of the push. So you basically with your 6 attacks and a free Spirit Bomb from the heroic play,
whole lot of repositions.
Reposition everything. Yeah. So if you're a synergistic based guild such as the Farmers, you don't get to have your synergies basically.
What's this cheaty model at the top? Who's this? Is this base towards the top of the pitch by those dice?
Whoa.
Nudge that back. What's this?
That's over the line.
Get that behind the line.
That is a Dirge waiting to collect a ball. He's eager.
Yeah.
That is an eager
jump in the start line.
Classic Finland. Successful kick from Veteran Velocity. Do you want to bring up Veteran Velocity's card? Because I think she's changed. Got Route 1, Lend a Hand, so +2 tack when crowding out.
Tack 6. Momentous push dodge on the 2.
Reanimate still there. 10 health. Def 5. Strong.
4-8 kick.
4-8 kick. She seems
good.
Real good.
So you don't have the opportunity to nimble, but she's still equally as striker as the previous version. Oh, she's now a striker rather than a goalkeeper.
Well, striker goalkeeper. Classic. Questionable design choice. I want a model that is both a striker.
You're saying this to someone that in a keynote last year said the thing they'd really love to do with a model is a model that like runs off one end of the pitch and appears on the other one, like
Guess
in
what happened?
Snake.
You die and you give it.
Yeah. But that was the big thing I wanted, so I guess that's kind of like having the whole goalkeeper-striker thing may be what started that off in my brain. I can't remember whose idea the goalkeeper was. So I want to say it was Matt Hart's.
It was Matt Hart's.
Sounds like a Matt Hart thing.
Yeah. Oh, they brought their own clock. Our clock's changed.
That's a cool-looking clock.
This is a cool-looking clock. That's not a...
There's a lot of numbers on it.
I was going to say, that's not a GB official...
Oh, so it's not
SFG official clock.
Regulation clock. What's this?
Yeah, this is...
Too many numbers on that.
Yeah,
I can't pass all that information. Because now I'm staring at it, trying to work out what all the numbers mean.
I reckon that 01 is your lap number.
So how many times?
How many times you've looped your...
Yeah. It's the 26 in the middle that I can't work out. Or 25. I think it's 26.
26. Yeah, I don't know. That model being past the dotted line is triggering me. Yeah.
Some might say that he was just over the finish line.
Oh, what a guy.
All right. Did I just get muted again?
No, he went to. Ball. What's Gas there, getting the ball and a little nudge forward.
Nice.
Looking at a long bomb from Ratchet coming up.
Yeah.
Assuming he still has it.
And that it's called long bomb.
Yes. No.
Blast Earth.
Blast Earth. So close.
That used to have a 10-inch range, didn't it?
It did.
It's 6 now.
6 now, but you place the AoE at the end of your 6-inch.
Right.
It's not how it was where you put the centre on the...
Right.
So it's effectively, what, 9 inches?
Yeah.
I mean, Jack can forgive me for mistaking the Blast Earth for the long bomb.
I don't think they should.
I think they should.
No.
You
will learn.
He's a grenadier, and he is throwing a grenade a long way, 10 inches, or 9 now. That is a long bomb.
I mean, I cannot fault your logic, but the chat are entitled to ridicule you just as much as they are anyone else that says anything ever. No forgiveness from the chat. Sorry, Jamie. I fear that the misstep was in getting our main excuse out of the way at the start of the day.
Yep.
So that's kind of all of any degree of forgiveness has already been kind of burnt up. So any in the middle, not allowed. Not allowed any.
We can remind.
Speaking of reminding, while we're at the slow part.
Yep.
We have, anyone that tuned into the WTC will be familiar that we had a discount code.
Yep.
We also have one for SteamCon, but this time it's 10% more than it was last time. So it's TeamStream20. That now works across all of the stores, including the EU one.
Hooray!
The error was that the start time was set to 8 PM rather than 8 AM. That's why it wasn't working. That's now resolved. So please do jump over to store.steamforged.com if you want 20% off Guild Ball stuff. As a side note,
this weekend,
so that I do not seem like a terrible person, we do have early access to Black Friday for attendees at SteamCon this weekend. Black Friday obviously will be the 23rd of November, so there will also be some pretty big discounts coming up for the Black Friday stuff. We'll have some videos going out starting on Monday, going through some of the content you'll be able to pick up in our Black Friday sale. So if you do have the urge to spend some money on some Guild Ball goodness and support the stream.
You didn't say it.
Oh,
the urge
to splurge. Do you like that one?
I do.
Then you've got the 20% discount code there, and then we'll also have Black Friday coming up on the 23rd of November if you want to hold off and see what's available for that. But that 20% discount code will be finished before we start telling people what the Black Friday stuff is, and some of it is limited quantities. So proceed as you wish, just so you have all the information that you need for that one. There's another one, I guess, if anyone's here and is interested. We also have our next Critical Role miniature vote up, I believe.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
So if you're interested in checking out some of the Critical Role minis, if you're a Critical Role fan and you weren't aware of it, head over to the website and the blog, and you can have a vote for your favourite of the 3 Critical Role minis.
Kishore, Aldor, and Kingston.
I had one more. Oh, and if you're interested in signing up to the newsletter so you can get some information on the Black Friday stuff as that goes up, I am throwing the link to sign up to that. If you're not part of that, that is now up in the chat. So click that, chuck in your email, and then you'll be signed up to our newsletter. That's everything.
That's everything. We just saw a deadbolt go in against Gast.
Rising Anger triggered.
Rising Anger is triggered.
Just like the chat on that model being over the line.
And then... Oh, sorry, this was from Salvo.
This is from Salvo.
So, from Salvo. So it was, in fact, flawed bolt, not deadbolt. Apologies. And then used Locked and Loaded to go again with arrow to the knee. Did damage. So he gets to make a dodge from Swift Strikes. Big 2-inch dodge. Very nice for Salvo. Finland remembers. So I think HP here just checking Salvo's potential threat ranges for next turn, knowing he's got a 3-8 kick, tackle on 2.
Yep.
Or tackle double dodge on 4 hits.
You'd be looking to charge at tack 5, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Fishing for that tackle double dodge. What a glorious result.
Great result. 4 hits as well. Pretty on a charge against these sort of lower defences.
Yeah.
Pretty reliable.
Yeah. So speaking of Finland remembers, now we're a bit later on in the day. Where are we at, chat? Where are we all located? How international are we now? Now we're a bit later on in the day.
Do we still have any Aussies around?
What time would it be? What's the time difference, Australia?
Is it plus 12? So 1 in the morning? Is that right?
1 in the morning on, so technically Saturday morning.
Saturday morning, yeah.
Well, if they've gone to bed.
Yes, we do. No, Austria.
Austria.
Classic Australia mix-up.
Skerolf from Austria. Moralen, apologies if I'm butchering that, from Switzerland, still here. Oh, it's nearly midnight in Australia.
Oh, okay.
USA, just wake up.
Carolina,
some more from
Texas.
the US. Got Texas. So many time zones. We've had a debate more than once, often started by DC, about why we still have time zones. We should just bin time zones. Don't bother with it. Everyone is on the same 24-hour clock. So 3 o'clock is the same to everybody, but to someone, 3 o'clock might be the middle of the night, and to some it's the middle of the day. But I agree. Bin off time zones. Don't need it anymore.
Only if you're in a time zone that doesn't change drastically.
Well, no, because any time zone will change, right? But you have a global 24-hour clock. So if you say, for example, you're arranging a conference call, you're just like, we'll have this conference call at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock is the same to everybody, but for me, that might be in the middle of the night, and to someone in America, that might be...
Well, then you're saying that Australians should work during the night and sleep during the day.
No, because it's a 24-hour clock that is the same for everybody. So if I say 1 o'clock...
Oh, I get you. So
see what I mean? So it's just a global thing. There is no time difference. The time is the same to everybody, but that time might be the middle of the night for one person and during the day for the other. So you can still schedule everything around making sure it's fair for everybody that needed to be involved, but you just have this global time zone. Having time zone just seems so dated to me at this point.
I disagree.
You're wrong. This isn't opinion-based. How many pints does HP have by the table? I think none.
None yet.
None. You'll all be pleased to know that Timmy is absolutely smashed.
Yeah.
Been drinking Captain Morgan since whenever they arrived last night and continued this morning. I ran into him at about 9:45 this morning and he fell over in front of me. So true to form. Apparently his employer saying, if you're coming back with an injury this time, make it a cool one. Because he did manage to stumble over and break his arm at the WTC. What a hero. Sorry, I say at the WTC. I'm pretty sure that was before the WTC even started. That was like
that was the Friday.
He was there but it happened before the event started.
Mad lad talk with the world clock. Yeah, I agree.
Nope. Nope.
It's like, well, it's by the same count. Like a 13-month year allows every day to be on the same date.
Oh, really? Then do that too.
And then on
anything that makes life easier.
On a leap year, or no, sorry, I think it works out that New Year's Day is separate from all the calendars, and you celebrate New Year's Day, and then you roll back into the 13 months.
That's pretty cool.
The problem with that is that then the seasons shift.
Right. Yeah.
Because suddenly, like, 5 years down the line, August is winter.
So in terms of the stream, we had a few in like the break between the two. We had some issues with the internet. If it goes down, don't worry, it'll come back up. It just seems to be not entirely stable. And some of you that tune in and watch all of the streams might also notice that the frame rate's a bit lower because the internet isn't high enough speed to keep up with the bit rate we usually go, but these will go up on YouTube after the event at the full quality. Yeah.
Also worth noting that we are today sharing a internet connection with the offices at the venue.
The event.
But they're not here Saturday, Sunday, so we should have a, touch wood, better stream, high quality tomorrow.
Or none, because the internet won't work at all and there'll be no one here to fix it.
Because they'll turn the router off. They'll be like, all right, we're not here for the weekend. Cost saving, turn it off. Vernon just cried.
Also, only just realised how cool those influence markers are using the skeleton Lego heads.
Yeah.
They're really cool.
I believe it was Charles Nurser squared that first started.
Is it squared?
Cubed. Charles Nurser.
Yeah, squared. Charles Nurser.
CN squared.
I thought it was CN3. For some reason, I have CN3
that
in my
head. Yeah, that was the... For me, it's still Charles Nurser.
I mean, to me, he's just Charles Nurser.
What?
It's more efficient.
Who's that?
Charles. Just Charles, actually.
The CN. The CN Tower.
CN.
So apologies for our rambling there. We'll jump back into the game now.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that Nicolay from the chat, I think he's correct.
Scalpel
blow on Colossus because the law was attempted. And then the charge going in.
Charge from Scalpel here. With anatomical, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, wrap of 3. I think he's got loads of successes. 5 down to 4, and 3 down to 2.
Just the casual 6 damage on Colossus.
Yeah. And she could, if she wanted, to reposition someone. Momentous 3 down to 2.
Leaving Colossus on 12 health.
So they've got a few more attacks to come in. Ooh. 4 this time. Might take a Spirit Bomb.
Takes the Spirit Bomb.
Takes the Spirit Bomb. You can really mess up the pitch with this. So all 3 of them take 2 damage. Sorry, 3 damage because it's tooled up. Pashask in there, so you need to roll to hit them. But one of the changes into Season 4 was that AoEs triggered off the playbook automatically hit regardless of defense value.
Okay.
And pretty much... sorry, we've got a question. Yeah, automatically hits the guy. Yeah, when triggered off the playbook. Okay. So, players came over there to ask us, as if we know. I definitely do know that one from playtesting Alchemists.
Right, yeah.
That was real important. Like calculus, like I could throw 2 influence at throwing this, or I could charge in and momentously do it and guarantee I'm hitting everybody. I'll do that.
So I believe that was Colossus.
Colossus, Salvo, and Ballista.
So Salvo will take 3, the others will take 2.
To 5,
correct?
Yep. And then they suffer their 2-inch pushes from...
They do indeed. Boing. Yeah, well, I don't know why they'd ask. Well, no. In fairness, asking Giblin's not a terrible idea. He's just, oh God, I'm going to give him a compliment. Oh. Generally good at understanding rules of games and remembering and keeping up with what's going on. I'm a horrible mess of a person that's awful at everything. So it's a pretty bad idea to ask me. I'm a good shill.
Yeah.
I'm a good shill. Not really a great thing to be good at, but there you go. So the push on Ballista went to knock him behind Colossus, and then Salvo going backwards.
Yep. Well, I believe that was another attack that went through onto Colossus, and she used the voodoo strings to push him away.
Right.
Even further. And look at how what a strong position Salvo was in.
Do you think it's a fairly common thing with this kind of lineup? The one thing I do look at voodoo strings and all of the things Scalpel does and think it is the big risk is clock. Like it looks like a Scalpel activation takes a long time, and you can see he's already like 5 minutes down on clock.
Like you have to be, I guess it's quite clinical with Scalpel in that you go in, you have a plan of what you want to achieve,
roughly where you want people to be based on kind of rough mental kind of measurements of where you want people to end up. Because if you go in and didn't have a plan, and then you're trying to work out all the different things you could do, I can see how your time just vanishes, which is a very different way to time vanishing, as you see with like Bet Rage, for example, where I feel like your clock vanishes because you're just trying to add up dice.
Yeah. Right, so this is a charge from Veteran Velocity coming in against Scalpel. Scalpel has countered. So I'm going to...
Such a good playbook. I think she's looking...
Attack 6 plus a friend plus...
Looking for a knockdown, I
plus
reckon.
4 charge dice. Looking at 4s on 1. Takes the momentous double dodge. Takes a push dodge, momentous. Very nice to disengage and kill Scalpel's counter attack. Oh no! I was
going to say I don't think it is to disengage. It's just trying to get it to. I'm probably in melee zone of Ballista now.
Yeah,
maybe.
Starting for next turn, probably.
Yeah.
The problem with this. Oh, missed it entirely. Never mind. The problem with this is that she hits for 1 damage and then disengages you.
Yeah.
With a voodoo strings. Another attack coming in.
Attack 6 with 2 friends. 8 dice.
2 hits. Another push dodge or.
Oh, that result.
Oh. On 2 with attack 6 as well. That's Midas territory.
That's probably why I like it so much. Yeah. She's like Mini Midas.
Mini Midas.
She's like Mini Midas. Glorious. And voodoo strings is only her activation, so her counter attack is actually pretty terrible.
Yeah, that's fair. Thanks for the clarification in chat for that one. I remember
we'll get there.
Yeah, I remember in very early playtest when voodoo strings was a 10-inch aura.
I remember hearing it.
Yeah. Oh wow, big hit.
Momentous knockdown.
It's a wrap. Momentous knockdown and momentous push dodge.
Now we're living.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine Spirit Bomb as a counter attack being pretty grim.
Yeah. 4th attack coming in. Charge. Swing. Swing.
So I'm guessing you're in a situation where like it's far easier to commit to going in and attacking her if she's had an activation and used her Spirit Bomb, because it's once per turn, right?
It is, yes.
So yeah, once that's gone, she's nowhere near as scary to go in on.
So I believe pristine measurements here from Pash to within one of Ballista and then within one of Veteran Velocity, but outside of one of Colossus.
You just say pristine instead of precise.
Both work.
Okay, so moving all the widgets out of the way so we can see what's going on. Yeah, Scalpel's in a mess. But the scariest thing on this is, like, if Morticians can go first...
Morticians probably will with... I mean, they've got Seized Initiative and Lone Striker, so they have a +7. They look to have...
Pash is doing pretty well.
6v4 momentum. You have a 6 max, you can reach 10, I can reach 11. I'm going to play a 7 if I'm HP. And I probably go Seize the Initiative.
I think it's like in the situation, I think Pash almost, he's only got 1/6, but I think he probably plays it.
Yeah, because he wants to maximise the chances he goes first.
But then he knows that he doesn't have 7.
He's not seen any.
So maybe you don't, and you just kind of work out, like, I'm going to get rid of my weaker.
Oh, great brain pan and memory cosplay there. Fantastic.
That's so good.
Right, so I'm calling Henry Pecker with Seize the Initiative. And yeah, you choose to go first because 6 + 6 is 12.
Yep.
You choose to sell it to the crowd.
So sell it to the crowd, gone.
And Seize the Initiative. So he gets the 4-inch dodge regardless.
Yep.
And by actually losing this roll, or losing this thing, Henry gets to choose to go second. Henry gets to go second, so gets to dodge second.
Yes.
So he can choose the most
Unless
optimal.
it was Pash had gone, I'll go second, and then that. So it's done in the same order that your turn order will go right.
So we dodge salvo right up into base contact, and looks like Scalpel is going to go away.
But not entirely away.
Not entirely away, no. There's still, I think it's getting closer.
Well, I wondered if she'd just go straight back towards the
team. That would be my choice.
But I guess it's because my fear is you move over there, then that engineer's block starts to turn around and head back, and then everyone else is kind of playing catch up.
I guess the only thing there is Colossus can't make it over. Set up with singled out for Ballista to go in and smash face.
So I don't believe the heroic of Scalpel was used in that turn.
It didn't seem like it, did it? Because that would have been a good use for second wind to...
But it was also, there was kind of, I believe that she was set up there ready to kind of finish off Colossus. Yeah. Didn't really see the charge and push dodges. Like, she ended up where she was due to push dodges from Veteran Velocity.
Yeah. So Pash playing with 1 influence down.
But I'm not, I don't think I would have used unnatural stamina in the situation where it was, but I think there are definitely points where just unfamiliarity with what models do.
Thing is, I think going into Season 4, something like 100 models have been altered, if not more.
Yeah. Of like 120 or 130.
And so, yes, you can learn your guild really well and you can know what they do, but the lesser seen players, such as Veteran Velocity from Season 3, when they've changed and actually got a workable playbook, big changes like that, you won't know the ins and outs of them. Yeah. And you might still have those preconceived ideas that Veteran Velocity is bad, that's what the internet tells me, so I'll ignore her as a threat. When actually she came in and messed up the plan.
And her playbook may not have changed at all, I don't know, but it's kind of that.
I think it was just signifying her role as a striker.
Yeah.
And
dropping the goalkeeper part. Yeah. So Ballista wandering up over to there.
Jogging 5. HP there declaring the counter-attack and Pash saying, you're on the ground. Yeah. Sorry. So six wings coming in from Ballista. Momentus 2 with a double push. Come back into the scrum. Thank you, Scalpel.
Give me those dice.
I'd like more dice to try and hit you for 3s.
Yeah, it's going to get pretty grim once... 2-1, because she's on the floor. And once you get all those dice...
3-1, right?
Knocked down.
I thought she's 4-1 base.
I'm looking at Ballista. I'm looking at the wrong card. Yeah, it's 3s and 1, sorry. Freezing 1.
Momentous 2 double push again. Very nice. I'm wondering if the option takes it, if the option is there, do you take the Momentous Minefield?
Just to make it so that she kind of has
to just stick around in there.
Up to get her to 4 health.
Attack 6. I have one friend in there.
3 friends. Colossus 2-inch melee.
No, Colossus 2-inch melee. She provides 2.
Yeah.
So that's why it's 3.
Yeah.
Because Salvo is stood up or on the ground.
Salvo's standing up.
Yeah. 6. And then +4 dice. Very nice.
Yeah.
All those extra hands on velocity coming in use. Oh.
4 damage in total, leaving Scalpel on 8.
So that was a wrap of 3 damage, Momentous Push, and 1 damage.
Yeah.
That's another 4, effectively, with momentum.
4 health left, so another one of those. Last one, she's got 1 health remaining.
Take the minefield. Take some Momentous Minefield. Hold it.
And the last attack coming in.
All miss. Cry.
Yeah.
Momentous 2, and that's a takeout. So that is Pash on 2 points.
Second game in a row, we've seen a captain go really deep. And then be dead, pretty soon after.
And then heals up Colossus.
Just having that freedom of knowing that your entire team isn't getting moved around the pitch.
Yeah,
it's pretty nice.
And this sets up nicely for the rest of the turn, because that's 4 influence gone from Scalpel. He didn't expect this to go down that quick.
Yeah. Well, I kind of assumed that he thought the 4-inch dodge might keep him safe, maybe. That's why I would have gone straight back, because it's a further distance to try and have to get round before he was getting those 4 extra dice.
Yeah. So it looks like we've got 8 health left on Colossus, from what the players have got there on the cards. Pash deciding not to heal and spend the momentum, instead keeping it for other uses. So our ball is up on Graves in the middle of the field next to the Mortician's goal, and I reckon HPL wants to try and play the game with the players he's got where he gets to 8.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to put that in the net too soon.
No.
That's not how those widgets work.
There's like a lot of good kind of goal-scoring players on that Engineers team. Salvo's a great breakout scorer. Vet Velocity's a great breakout scorer. Colossus is really good. And they're all very central. And the more central you are, the shorter distance it is between where you are and the goal.
I'm right in saying that's not how those widgets work. You have to chain them up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you chain them off.
Unless he's just checking the base can fit in between.
Yeah, could be it.
I think Dirge has follow-up or tag-along.
Tag-along.
Tag-along, so yes, that'll be planning and where he can go, where Dirge can go. They both engage, and then Colossus gets the assist.
Yep.
Yeah, so taking the rough ground penalty to here, and then Dirge tags along to get in range, giving extra dice and then assist. So we could see a Colossus drop here. So if we go on to
I suspect so.
Colossus playbook. 3 damage Momentous on the 2, which effectively goes back down to 2. Takes
She's
defensive
still
stance
got
counter.
the assist thing.
Yes, she does. It's just regular assist though now. Not the 3's 2 with a defensive stance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. That is a wrap. Takes Momentous 4 and non-Momentous 2.
5 because of assist?
Oh, sorry, he's calling the 3 up to 4.
Okay.
So 3 up to 4 down to 3, and 1 up to 2 down to 1. So 4 health left.
4 health remaining on Colossus.
4 dice.
Counter attack coming in.
4 dice, just 4s. looking for 4-4s. Takes 2. Takes a knockdown push.
Yep.
Where was Colossus's double push of interest?
On the
if
4,
existent.
I think.
Oh, unexpected arrival.
Yeah, unexpected arrival on the 4.
That'd have been
That's what I
sad.
was pushing for.
Yep. 2's 2 coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's momentous. 3 up to 4, back down to 3. Takes a momentous 4 down to 3. 1 health left, 1 last attack. It's exactly lethal.
It's the best roll of the bunch.
Yep. With 6 as a wrap, which doesn't do anything. That means you can take a screeching branch onto somebody and 1 damage. Scores 2-2. It's Colossus drops.
Colossus goes down.
Do you know why Colossus died there?
Because Cosset did damage equal or exceeding the amount of HP that he had remaining.
Yeah. He also didn't have his long legs anymore. He's got short, stumpy robot legs again.
Oh no, they've been sanded down.
They've been sanded, yeah.
Oh no.
Rip long legs.
Which one was that one? Was that the one where he snapped the ball within 2
inches? Situationally, amazing.
Yeah, I had the situation come up where I kind of had a shot on goal. It scattered off the pitch, scattered back from the middle, and then he could pick it back up because
of his long legs.
Yeah. And I'd love to tell a story as if like I then had influence left to take another shot.
But
I did not. But it'd have been great if I did.
Yeah.
And then back to the shadows coming in over towards, well, I guess I'll say over towards the game plan cards because that's the easiest way of describing that, but up towards the top end of the pitch. Only a 2-minute clock difference now, though. So HP was like 5.
Oh, he's lost his scalpel activation, so he's going to regain a lot of time here.
Yep. Silver lining.
Looking to get some salvo shots off here, I reckon.
Yeah.
Has he got a tether ball? Is that a loose ball, or is that a ball that's held?
I believe it is a free ball.
Of target free ball.
Yep. He could floored bolt to knock him down and then
tether it
if using locked and loaded.
So he's using floor bolt, paying for it. Graves his 3s. Oh, he's a 4. And players there being good. He was like, oh, 3. All right, 2 dice. And then HP went, it's 4. Pash didn't roll the 4. He was like, you can bonus slam it if you would have. Pash was like, I kind of rolled it, and I know I have to now. But players accept it.
Yep. So it does roll the additional bonus time dice.
And hits it, gets that momentum back.
Nice and sporting.
Yeah. Flies back to the Mortician goal.
Good karma.
So, yeah, that's...
Was that Graves, right? That was
Graves.
Graves would take 2 damage.
Graves took 2 damage. It's a 2-inch dodge. Salvo is the orange proxy base.
We have a Canadian joining us in the chat.
C-A-N.
Hello. Good morning. It's afternoon for us now. I wish it was still morning.
Yeah. I wish I was back in bed.
Oh man, bed's great. We all agree that bed's great.
Oh, it was so dark this morning when I got up. So warm and toasty. Oh.
Yep. And you get out of bed and remember you're in Manchester.
And it's ice.
And it's raining, probably.
Yep.
Yeah, I could certainly see an argument that depending on who gets initiative, Colossus comes back on and just shoves Cosset off the pitch.
Quite literally an unexpected arrival. Is he still light-footed?
Yes.
Good. I think that's fast ground, actually.
Yeah, I believe that one up there is.
Within 6 and has barrels of gloop.
Yeah.
So no heroic play from Salvo to try and plink anyone else off with damage.
I think he was fishing for the tether ball and scattered over.
Unsnap it, give
you
it
know what?
velocity.
I'm firing up into this. I'll stop while I'm behind.
Yeah.
Graves now going in for a bit of payback, spending the momentum to clear the condition.
Could you check for me if he still has Crucial Artery or if that was taken and given to someone else.
Does
He still has it. Okay.
And damaged target as well, for all that matters.
Whoa! Lots of 6s. Not that that does anything, but... 1, 2, 3. So, Momentous 2, damage, and bleed. And that looks like it puts Salvo on to...
I believe it's
13.
11.
Oh, 11, yeah. There's a little bit of... Yeah. Classic Engineers games, much slower than other guilds. Although this scrum is happening far further up the pitch than we're used to with Engineers. Usually there's the whole hoist replication. Well, Season 3, that was the bane of our commentary.
I love Hoist, but he was not a model I looked forward to seeing in a lineup.
Yeah. Oh, you've gone for Ratchet, Hoist, and Ballista. I know what game you're playing.
Compound in there by any chance?
Yeah.
Let's just go with all the ones that I can't kill.
Yeah. Anything from the guys in chat?
We have Aaron Wilson, who's broken down on the M25 on the way, so he's watching the stream. I wish you luck in getting that fixed as soon as possible, because being stuck on the side of roads is less than fun. California tuning in super early. Super early? What is super early? What time are we looking at? Is the ball behind the goal line preventing Morts getting momentum?
No, because they were not the ones to put it there.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily like the last person that touched it, so to speak.
Yeah.
That is considered a free ball at this point.
Correct.
So no one is in possession of it. So it does not mean. Okay, cool.
Just for what happened there, we saw Ratchet jog up and overclock Veteran Velocity. I assume overclock is the same? And 2 points of damage done from...
sprint or charge without spending influence, yep.
Yep. Gast did 2 damage there to Salvo. Down to 9 health left.
Yep.
Taking out all the misses.
Okay, 5:24 AM is indeed super early.
Gast took a 2 damage knockdown there against Salvo. With knockdown and bleeding, suddenly that encourage becomes much more popular to clear conditions.
Yep. Well, the most frequently forgotten rule for me personally, depending on what lineup you're using, is how important Fixer can be.
Oh yeah.
Such an easy one to forget, but it's just basically
freebie.
Free
condition removal.
Gast moving up into minefield territory.
Yeah, he's saying I don't need to be within 4, so can I have a small take back on that, because Pash there saying I think it's a bit short. Maybe we'll see a judge call, because that looks really close from our angle. Touching base, so he takes 4 damage from that.
I can't work out if they agreed he was just out or just in.
I think it was just in. Gast's been now marked with damage on his
Gast had already taken.
Oh, really?
Already taken 4 from Salvo earlier on. Triggered the rousing anger in turn 1.
Oh, yeah. Two.
Is that a microphone swinging? Yeah.
Oh,
on
yeah.
The table.
Yeah, we'll send Ronan.
Ronan will go and fix that.
It's obviously knocked it off.
Yeah.
He was finished with it. Yes, I believe that was a walk-in for 4 damage, took Rise in Anger and healed, because get some momentum out of it.
Yeah, I guess. But he did take it and then healed for 1 to leave him at a 1-up. Is that what he did?
So he took 4 damage from the minefield.
Got 2 momentum for Rise in Anger, then spent 1 to heal the 4 damage off straight away.
So he basically walked in, got momentum.
Yeah, makes sense.
And with the amount of influence left on the pitch, it's probably a half decent way to trigger Rising Anger for yourself.
Yep. So a question in the chat regarding will we be selling a limited edition Blackheart on Black Friday? You will have to tune in to find out. We're going to have videos, I think it's 10 videos going out over between this Monday coming and Black Friday itself. They'll be going out through Facebook and various other social media things, and if you want to make sure you see them, go ahead and sign up to the newsletter in the link that I've just dropped in the chat to make sure that you get to see that. Stay tuned. You might not.
Can we cut to the cup?
King Cup.
That's when you'll find out.
Yeah.
Back to the game.
My neatest handwriting ever. So some attacks coming in here.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I believe this is Hemlock.
Two health left on Salvo.
Yep.
And bonus time in a blind onto, so taking 2 damage to bonus time a blind onto Veteran Velocity. Looking for 4s. And blind. So -2, -2, -2. What can... So Pash has no momentum. He's asking if he stands up and then he uses Route 1, can he still move? Henry's like, yes, because it's a character play that grants you a jog. It's not your advance.
It's not your movement.
Yeah. Well, with a jog of what, 3? She's 6'8".
Which one am I looking for?
Vet Velocity here. So it's a 4-inch jog for 1 or 2 influence. Just to make 1 4 attack. I'm not overly keen. I mean, it's better than nothing potentially.
What's the momentum still? I mean, HP's. Well, I was going to say way up, but the arrow looks like it's pointing towards a pretty low number.
Depends. It's really twisting left to right. So that black dot.
It looks like it's because I know at the end of the last turn it was towards the middle of that dial, and he was on 5 at that point, 5 or 4 or 5.
Yeah, I'm
so it must be
0.
Must be a pretty low number because Scalpel went down, and then you've got Ghast probably went in and got some momentum, but we know that it was spent to heal people up, clear the conditions on Graves, who was knocked down. Like, she's got tac 6, but she is blinded, so assuming that that's still -2, -2, -2, -2, yeah.
-2 forever.
So in terms of momentum, I think it's pretty low. I think Henry's like 1 up, maybe.
Yeah, and he has Lone Striker in hand, so you can assume he dictates the fight next turn. So this potential error from Pash. He rolled against so just listening to what the players are saying here. Pash rolled the Route 1 against
Ghast.
No, not Ghast.
I think it was on Ghast.
She didn't end up moving because he targeted somebody else. What's the range on Route 1? 6 inches?
Yes.
Yeah. He targeted somebody else and hit
So the reason I think it was Ghast is because he rolled 3 dice, and because Ghast means that you have to spend an additional 1, I assumed that's why he rolled 3 dice, because he didn't have any momentum to bonus time it.
Maybe.
And you have to spend an additional influence
for
the first. That's why I assumed that it was Ghast.
Yeah. But then he found out it has to be directly towards, so she couldn't move over in a weird line to get in range of somebody else. So he decided, you know what? No, never mind. I've hit, but I won't move.
So cards coming out here.
Now, fullback from Pash, and grudge match from Henry and grudge match, allowing both players to choose somebody to suffer singled out.
And full back, meaning that the first time a friendly model declares a charge within 8 inches of the edge of the pitch costs 1 less.
Colossus is returning. Salvo
I can only assume that's Colossus coming over by Cosset.
Yeah.
Is all I can assume.
Yeah. Getting to double dip on the fast ground.
Yeah, so Salvo goes down to bleed.
Yep,
so
Salvo dies from bleeding in the end phase, because conditions are now in the end phase, but it means he comes back. So it is now 4-2 to Henry. So Gast's on 17 health, so he didn't. Scalpel coming back with 8 health. So other than the 2 that were taken out, everyone else is on full health for...
3 that were taken out.
3?
So you had Scalpel gone,
oh, yeah,
you had Salvo gone, and you had Colossus gone.
I was looking for...
just the engineers.
Engineers. Everyone's on full health except for the guys that were taken out.
Yes. I've got 2 damage marked on Ballista.
I think he's healed it. It's been fully cleaned.
Because that was from the Spirit Bomb.
Yes.
In turn 1.
Yeah. I like the marker that Pasha's put down. Loose ball.
Yeah.
To
I imagine that's quite important when you've got Salvo just to remind, like...
Yeah. Yeah, we saw in the Mason game, they just leave the ball around. They both knew it was on X
both on that
person.
player.
Yeah.
So does that mean the only way that you ever do not gain momentum in terms of the ball is if it's on someone and they're standing behind the line? Or is it if someone kicked it there?
If someone kicked it there, or if someone unsnapped it behind the line.
Right, okay.
A really nice way to screw up a team, and we've seen it, I believe, on stream before, or it may have been the final of the 2017 British Championships, where somebody
did the Obulus or something, or just push them behind the line.
Decimate had the ball, had activated, and then they just pushed her behind the line. You're like, you can't generate momentum for this turn now. And like, you suddenly saw the person's face go, oh, expletive.
Yep.
I'm not going to do anything this turn. I guess I'll just take damage results, because why not?
Yep.
What's the point of dodging if I'm not generating momentum?
So I'm assuming Henry's pretty happy to leave the ball there because he knows Salvo has to come back on, and
Scalpel's
it means that tetherball isn't a huge worry because it's so far down there. Whereas as soon as someone picks it up, gets knocked down, it's an unknown location that you can't plan for versus a known location where you know he'll get there eventually.
But you have time.
But you kind of got time to wait for that to happen.
Yeah, you can run interference as well. So both players there, Salvo and Colossus, coming on the top side of the pitch, using that fast ground to get further back into the game.
Yep.
Both probably within 8 inches of the edge of the pitch.
I would have thought so.
Yawn caught me by surprise there. Apologies, guys at home.
Not enough coffee.
Not enough coffee.
Not enough coffee.
You know what we need? We need a runner to get coffee.
We do.
Oh, has that been knocked? That camera. No, just bad camera work.
Savage. You're getting muted for that one.
I'm still here, chat.
Okay, no, it turns out he's in fact been killed. He just got a knife thrown at his head.
Am I back? Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you're back. Mainspring is pretty close to that ball. That is fair.
Yeah, sneaking his way up the pitch.
That'd be glorious.
I mean, I did the wrong thing on the iPad again.
Yeah, just press the button.
He sprints 8 inches. So players asking, what is the resolution of overheat?
Yep.
Could I attack him, voodoo string him 2 inches away,
and then
with like a push involved in that some point?
To make it so that I don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Is it hurt and set on fire? Yeah.
3 damage and fire. I think they agreed. that was the case.
Well, I think what they've said is we won't bother shouting for someone yet. We'll see what happens, and if the situation arises, then we'll check.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I assume this is going to be a pretty quick scalpel activation.
Well, my main point is 7 dice were rolled.
Yeah, and Pash just calls that. Just re-roll it all again. Three hits, takes Momentous 2, down to 5. Pushed 1 inch away. Oh, 2 inches. 2 inches out of cover, and but still engaged. I'd like to have seen a measurement on the actual push itself rather than assuming, but. 4 mainspring.
So now 7 dice.
Yeah. 5 health remaining on mainspring.
Yeah, 4s, not in cover, no
4s
armor.
No. Oh. Next attack coming in. 3 hits again. 2 momentous. 3 health left.
Should be fairly safe here to get gone. Just needing 3 successes each time.
Well, I think you take this. Yeah, I think what you do is you try and finish on a spirit bomb with a heroic play.
Possibly, yeah.
So that you can push 2 and trigger the damage. Last one, bonus time the attack.
I believe so.
Bonus time the attack to try and get the momentous spirit bomb. 1, 2, 3, 4 is enough.
Yeah. I'm right in saying he gets the choice as to what happens.
I think it. Well, damage is an enemy model. Choose a model within this or
so Bryce coming over just to help with the resolution.
Yeah.
So we know that HP is going to be on 5 here.
Yeah.
So we can update the score to 5-2 to Henry. Then we'll wait and see what this resolution is.
Yeah, and Scalpel using the voodoo strings to push herself.
Yeah.
2 inches.
Which does then save spending the momentum.
Yeah.
Speaking of saving.
Oh, God.
Speaking of saving, if you'd like to make a saving on some Guild Ball at store.steamforged.com, please use the code TeamStream. Well,
Team
butchered
Steve.
that. TeamStream20. And you can save 20% on Guild Ball stuff at store.steamforged.com. We'll also have Black Friday offers that will start to appear and be kind of shown off leading up to Black Friday on the 23rd of November, starting on Monday. So do be aware that we will have some savings coming up on the 23rd of November, so you don't feel like I'm trying to sell you something now that you can get cheaper later. That's for my own self-consciousness.
Right, Colossus swinging in on to... Is it Colossus? Yeah. Colossus swinging in on Cossack here, takes the knockdown push. Leaving her within 2 inches to keep on swinging.
Just trying to basically get her within 4 of the edge of the pitch, right?
Yeah. Now 3s. 5, which is...
Could take the unexpected arrival if you want, so it's too early, isn't it? Not within 4 yet.
Is it directly away?
No.
No, directly away from this model.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. That's not how it works.
It's supposed to go in that diagonal line, right?
That's not how it works. Scalpel healed at the end of her activation for
Scalpel healed at the end of her activation. Boop, 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 boop. Charges for 1.
Unless he didn't take
the edge of the pitch.
No, that was a long push from where she was.
Oh, he definitely took the unexpected arrival. And then declares the charge, which is cheap because of the block guard.
It's only the first time, so Salvo won't be able to take benefit of this.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he did take the... Because he measured 3 inches away from...
It was an unexpected arrival, but it's not once per turn, so you just do it again.
Oh, okay. In which case, then it probably, if he hits it an 8 inches worth of push, will probably take her off anyway, even on the diagonal.
Yeah, if they're taking the diagonal and then charge to where?
There. And so take out, so that is 5-4.
But no damage dealt. So Cosset will come back on at full health when she comes back on. Correct?
Yep. Correct.
Cool.
Yeah, if she's taking no damage, she just comes back on at the...
So the main impact that has on the game, for my eyes, in terms of the fact that that push wasn't done directly array initially, is the positioning of Colossus. And I wonder if that will come up later, because Colossus would have been a bit deeper on the other half.
The positioning of Colossus and the push of Dirge here.
Yeah.
And a heal as well on Colossus.
So he'll be on 14. Keep forgetting today's Friday.
Yep.
Weekend feeling.
It's a big convention.
It is. It is indeed.
It's big for us.
So like a massive hangar.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, that shot shows about half of the main big hall.
Yep.
But then
we're going to go see a Ronin.
We're getting a pan.
Action camera. Action cam.
Live pan. There's the other half of the main hall, and there's the store.
There's various traders, licensed partners, the Forge.
And then through kind of a door that's in the far left-hand corner over there, takes you through to kind of where you come in to sign up, and that's where the keynote will be hosted through there.
Yep.
Then there's a seminar room through past that. It's a lot of space.
And what we missed there was a Dirge flying back to the other side of Gast.
Right.
Not taking a parting blow because of the knockdown.
Knockdown.
I believe knockdown. No, grudge matched. So maybe there's a parting blow, but maybe they might have chosen not to take it in case of Dirges.
Does flying do anything?
Not with parting blows.
It's just still the terrain stuff.
Yep. I mean, 7 health, Def 5 for Dirge is a pretty survivable crow.
Yeah.
And 2-4 kick, so he's decent. He's a decent player.
Big fan of Dirge, but I do know that Bioswarm has come more into favour, which is always good for the game. When there's more choice, it's always good for the game.
Yep. The splitting of the grave profiles as well basically dictates which mascot you're going to take. Okay, so
this is Velocity.
Velocity jogs over to the extremity of 2 inches of gas
and
hits Graves. Looking for force 1, nothing on the first one. And should have counter-attacked is what HP says. And it decides to counter this one. One damage.
1 damage. Leaving Graves on 11, if my tracking is correct.
2 assists coming in.
So it's probably going to be a push.
Yeah, and just 1 assist from Gast outside of Veteran Hemlock.
So probably going to be a push here. Maybe even 2 damage just to get the cheeky.
Well, singled out as well. 2 more dice coming in.
Get the cheeky crucial out.
2 damage. So 2 hits. Takes the push.
Yep.
Disengage. Seems decent. And for guys in chat asking about pushed-off models coming back at full health, you don't come back at full health.
No, you just come back at whatever you went off at, and she just happened to be at full health. Yeah. So. Sorry, that was misleading.
Yeah, I can see the confusion there. Bit of a subpar activation there from Veteran Velocity, not what she wanted to happen.
I'm not sure how worthwhile the counter-attack was.
The counter-attack?
No.
Yeah, I think I'd have rather taken the 1 damage bleed.
Yep. Yeah.
One of the big changes to the condition game is how it interacts with reanimate.
Yeah.
So because it happens in the end phase,
you can't use it at the start of a turn to get reanimate off the table for the turn.
Yeah, so pretty much you have reanimate for the entire turn if you're around.
Yeah, cool.
Similarly though, if you have a condition on you and you've died during the turn, you will die to the condition.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a bit on both sides, depending on when the person applies the condition that would kill you.
It just means that it's more towards what it was intended to do, which is make it so that you have to think more about how you're spending your influence to remove a model, rather than the conditions working at this like weird shortcut to it, which is unfair when if that is like a good piece of tech against reanimate, and not every guild has access to
bleed or whatever,
them or whatever.
7 hits, all 6s, 5s. Oh my goodness.
That's pretty good. Is this on velocity, yeah?
It is. That's why that roll was mega. 7 hits, 6s, 5s.
Is that another big one? Or is that the same roll?
That's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ups. Another momentous 2. And tools up Gast.
Seems smart.
Reckon Gast can engage both Veteran Velocity and Ballista there? If he's still around there at the end of the turn?
Yes, almost certainly.
And Momentum Void seems real here.
I'm
0
pretty certain he's on either none or 1.
Yeah, it looks like 0 from the blurred outline.
You've got 4 on Pash.
And Pash on 4, yeah. Didn't help Ronan. Thanks, Phil.
I like the fancy camera shots.
Yeah, they're really nice.
That scalpels looks really cool. Is it like converted to have a mask or something on?
It looks like. Taking away the
she's got
braids,
like the
cornrows.
Yeah, the cornrowdy braid things. Those bases look really tall as well.
I think they contain the. I think.
They've got the batteries for the LEDs and
ones,
like a Heronade battery or something. Yeah.
And then they're coherent across the guild.
Cool. Quite like the chunkier bases.
The rounded lip.
So we've had a question in chat as to how does the matchup look. So initially, from chat's opinion more than my own formed one, it was kind of seen that this was going to be a rough matchup for the engineers. It seemed more even than I was expecting, but I don't know if that's just down to sending Scalpel in a bit too early and not really getting a huge amount out of it. It seems like a fairly even matchup to me, but it feels like it's a bit more of a thinking exercise on the engineers player, because you have to be trying to work out so much positioning stuff to try and make it so that when Scalpel's doing her thing that you don't fall foul to having your whole kind of package completely unpicked. So you have to spread out a bit more, which in a guild who really like getting the crowd outs to really make their playbooks sing.
Yeah. I think we've also not seen Scalpel in the scrum when the Morticians are there as well. She can start
she's kind of been dashing off ahead.
Yeah, if she starts pulling them forwards with her, and isolating one.
Yeah, because I'm guessing that's the way you kind of go in. You shove everyone else back towards their goal and drag the one you want in
and pull your guys forwards. So they've got that threat extension. I think next turn will be a pretty important turn, depending on what Scalpel can do.
Yeah. But you still see like the engineers are quite spread.
Yeah, but being spread out reduces her efficiency.
So it's a deadbolt.
Momentum knocked down 3 damage.
Which I believe leaves her on 9. Taste of her own medicine in a 2-each push.
He's pretty happy to leave her where she is, because if he wins the momentum race, he can, 8 inches, so he can charge into base contact and pummel her again.
Yes, he can. Look at second wind and get closer so he doesn't have to charge, I guess.
And question from, and I think that was the right play there from Pash to bring Ballista away from that scrum to not get knocked down by Gast, and you've got your salvo activation until later in the turn anyway.
Yeah. Keep getting distracted by the flickering of Obulus's shoulder candles at the top of the screen. For anyone wondering what that is, as was kind of hinted at earlier with the bases, HP has got green LEDs, or I say green LEDs, they are LEDs that are green plastic, so they look green.
Yeah.
In various different elements on the models. Now I think about it, I'm pretty sure the Scalpel has like a gas mask or a plague mask style thing.
You can
so
see
that's not the camera being weird, that those green lights are actually flickering and they're like candles.
You can see on silence there the orb that he's holding is lit up. And I believe Memory has the eyes glowing as well.
Nearly every model has a feature that has an LED on it somewhere. Some of them it is like a light on the base or something, like a candle on the base or something, but I think nearly all of them do have some sort of light in them.
There comes Gast with 3 crowd outs and singled out. So 4 health left. And
so trying to get rid of the 4.
Trigger reanimate to allow the condition to kill her in the end phase, but then she gets brought back in the condition, in the maintenance phase.
Doesn't reanimate clear condition?
Oh, Trixie. Recovers 3 HP and removes all conditions it's suffering.
She does reanimate.
But if he does it...
And then he's got 1 more attack to get rid of the 3 HP now.
Yeah.
But it means she's now standing up.
Yeah. Back to 5s. Rolling 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dice.
But looking for 5s.
Oh, what a roll. That's cheeky.
Momentous
1,
3
2,
damage.
3, 4, 5. 5 6s.
But velocity goes down.
So
that's 7-4?
7-4.
Maths is hard.
Yeah. We'll get this updated at the moment. We're just in conversation.
So that is 7-4 to HP now. Thank you, Mr. Ronan.
Vet velocity was not long for this world after that.
It's another turn of 2 engineers going down.
Yeah.
Mainspring and velocity.
The robots.
Well, I think Mort's kind of a pretty well set up to be punchy because their playbooks are pretty decent in terms of the damage spread, and Graves is a great player on his own and bringing tooled up just makes them pretty scary to go for. They've got decent amount of knockdown and obviously being more control-y, a lot of reposition, which just enables them to get those crowd outs to really hit the high ends of the playbooks and get the damage they're looking for. But I do agree with chat that if some of this momentum isn't spent to heal Scalpel, she's in some trouble.
Yeah. And just figuring out the activations thing here.
This is Salvo starting his romp towards the ball, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think he's going in.
Oh, is he?
I think he's taking the long route around. So players here discussing, being like, what activations has everyone got left? And players here, they've lost their order of activation by the sounds of it. So there's an activation on either side left. It's Veteran Hemlock and it's Ballista. Sorry, Salvo.
Salvo, yeah.
Although I believe it's Salvo's activation now because we just saw Gast go, right?
Unless that was Ratchet. Ratchet.
Oh, potentially moving into...
Ratchet just moved in. Yeah, I think Ratchet just moved up on Gast.
Yep.
There we go. We're back.
We're all together again.
So HP is sitting on 5 or 6 momentum now.
Yeah.
I know HP at some point was toying with trying to get the bird killed.
Yeah, it's like, do I kill my own bird with a masking?
Because I think I could be wrong, but I think Ballista might have put Minefield up.
Ah.
Not sure though. Or trying to take a pattern blow. He mentioned trying to kill his own bird to drop Pash's momentum down earlier, but I couldn't really work out how he was intending on doing that at the time, given that the amount of damage that Pash would do on parting blows and things is entirely up to Pash.
Yeah. Stop flying over their heads, being like, I just ignore it, it's fine.
So this is a Flawed Bolt out on Graves. So the orange base is acting as a proxy for Salvo.
Yep. So HP, they're saying, you're at 5, and I've got great cards. So I think I might win this one. Hits the bird for a momentous dodge. So HP has a +7 in Lone Striker, a +2 in Dig Deep, and a +4 in Back in the Game. So after this Lone Striker, it gets really ropey.
Pash has got stick to the plan as a 5, keep the ball moving as a 4, and keep your chin up as a 4.
So after this one, after this Lone Striker,
as we'd said,
goes into Pash's favour.
If he can get it done in 3 turns. Sorry, I just punched my mic. Sorry if that was really loud.
I don't know, sorry. Sorry, Pash just arrived to ask us a question about how long is left on the round. Oh, you're going...
So we're just having a brief break while Pash nips to the toilet.
Yep.
So what are we thinking?
Goodness me, what do I do as the finish flag goes down? Ronan changes because he hates the finish.
We have been waiting for the finish.
Yeah.
So to get muted for that one.
If we go back to the field, from how it's looking, no Engineers players get into that ball this turn, bar maybe a tether ball Salvo.
Salvo can definitely get there from where he is. Now he's cut in as far as he is. He can start using his swift strikes to kind of disengage where he is there.
Yep.
Tether ball and shoot. Like, that's a pretty easy goal run for me personally.
For you.
As in, like, not
oh,
I phrased that
that's
really
an
badly.
Easy one for me, but I don't know how Pash will manage it.
Who is the player or mascot directly next to us? Who's Salvo?
That's Dirge.
Okay, so that's risky to go for the knockdown. If it were any character play there.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming the plan would be...
But if I'm correct, Swift Strikes works off of just the playbook damage, right? It used to. Just an observation, if it damages one of my models, it may make too much dodge. So he's either got a momentous 1-inch dodge.
So roll 5 to try and get... Either take just a momentous dodge. But either way, I think it is... You dodge to disengage, probably that momentous dodge, trying to get the momentum.
Yeah.
You dodge to get the disengage. Be within 6 of the ball, doesn't seem too hard.
No.
And then take a shot with your last. Like, that's a pretty...
Yeah, I think... you kind of want 2 momentum. Would be
I think you just hit.
So you hit, dodge,
move,
get out.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about Graves. He's not down, so you don't have to worry about that 2-inch melee.
So that's 2. You heroic play to trigger to gain possession of the ball. You've actually got 1 left. You could make 3 attacks if you wanted.
Yeah, I think it depends on which way you want to go around it. If you get fortunate and get the 5s you need to get the double dodge first, you're hitting Graves instead, who's on the floor, then you can have the 3 attacks because you can tether ball the ball in the middle and not worry about a counter attack stripping it off you.
Yep. Let's say.
Oh, you reckon Cosset will probably come on and scoop the ball?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Well, what a waste of time that was.
It was a good thought exercise. Let's go back to the board and we'll try and figure something else out.
We're getting told off for our posture as well.
Yeah. Why? Who by?
Moralian.
Oh, I'll try and sit up.
Try and sit up. Try and do it. But I need to get one of those posture fixes that I keep seeing on Facebook.
Oh yeah, those terrible things that will just ruin your spine. Yeah. Our chairs sort of reach up to the mid-back, so it's not particularly comfortable.
And I'm already not very comfy because I'm very stiff from lifting up a load of tables yesterday. And then getting home to be well, not told by me, offering my girlfriend to put together a flat pack sideboard, which I was doing until about 10 past 11. A pretty bad idea as someone that is not really built for manual labour tasks.
Yeah, this board state seems to be in... Bash is back. Thank God we weren't talking about plot cards. All right, so Pasha's back. They're just going to do a quick rundown of health and then get onto it. What does Cossack come back on, actually?
Ronan, can you just stick your head round and tell them to restart the clock? Oh, they're in the end phase,
They're in the end phase.
That's my bad.
Alex.
I'm naughty.
He made a mistake. They're in the end phase. They're allowed to do this.
Yeah, never listen to Alex. Look, I said it at the start. Never listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. So we've got one in the chat.
Oh, God.
Take out
Salvo's dead. Yeah, chat's right. Salvo's so dead. Because Cossack comes back on, he plays his CC initiative card, he goes in, he's got a system +1 damage from Dirge.
So that was a roll-off.
Oh, they equalled.
Which Pash won. And Pash chose to go first.
Oh, okay, well. Where's Cossack? Has Cossack come back on yet? No, this is in the allocation, it's in the maintenance phase, he comes back. So the bug's coming on over on the bottom side of the table, the left-hand side. Decides against it because he's like, actually, this is a point.
That's a bad idea.
This is a point for you, and you then get back onto the even numbers path.
Yeah. Trying to work out which card that is Pash has gone for. It looks like it's 3 words. It must have been stick to the plan, right?
What's this? -1 MP, models. What's the get?
Spend 1 less.
What's the keep the ball moving +1/0 kick? And what's the other one? Come on, mate, without spending influence. Doesn't look like keep your chin up.
Just trying to work out from the amount of text. Like looking at it looks like 3 lines of text on the card.
What was his highest?
Highest was stick to the plan on the 5.
It makes sense that's it then, because it is. It's stick to the plan. And Lone Striker was played, so...
And then we had the roll-off. We had 1 rolled by HP and 4 rolled by Pash. So Pash takes it.
Pash takes it and now has the strength of cards. They both have a +4 now, right?
+4 and +4, yes.
Yep. So if it goes...
How are they in terms of initiative? Not initiative, sorry, influence. So dig deep, the +2 getting 1 extra.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming all the +4s don't affect influence at all?
Yeah,
or is there one that has no text but just gives you 1 extra influence?
I can check for now. All the +4s don't give you any extra influence. They just have decent effects on them.
So Cossack does come on over by the ball. I'm intrigued if he's going to pick the ball up. Because he might not. And if he doesn't, then that discussion we had earlier is not in vain, but it does look like Salvo only has 2 influence. But you take a part in blow from Dirge. You don't care, can't knock you over. Tagalong's friendly, isn't it? Or is Tagalong...
he's also got follow-up. He follows everybody. Oh, no, he's not. Tagalong
he's friendly,
Oh, right, yeah.
Don't care. Just see you later.
He used to have...
So he is taking the ball. Just had confirmation from the players there.
Yeah. Loose ball, token, put aside. And Pash curses that you picked the ball up.
It's like, are you sure you want to take the ball? Got Van Woozle in the chat. Loves the stream. Picked up some Hunters Guild Heralds of the Winter Moon.
With Team Stream 20?
With Team Stream 20. I hope so. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
And if you are a return watcher from WTC, thank you for your support at WTC. The guys back home were really happy with it.
Smashed it. You smashed it. We're awful, but you smashed it.
You smashed it. And as such, we were allowed to do 20% this time to really push it. But there is a Black Friday sale coming up, so we completely understand. And we have been given the we know from guys back at the office. Charge from Ballista. Knockdown Scalpel, only given 2 influence. 3s and 1. 7 hits is a wrap. It's Ballista. Momentous 3 and non-momentous 1 for 4 damage and a push.
So I think Scalpel's only got 5 left because she was not healed last turn.
Didn't seem like it. She's on 4 health, confirmed by the players. Momentous 2 damage with double push, which she's not going to bother with. Another attack.
Does bonus time it. Safety first.
Momentous damage and death, so 7/6. 2 left, perfectly for a flawed bolt. Or
it's going to be on Cosset.
Yep.
Just go
4s for the bonus time. He hits it. Nicely done. Momentum back for Momentous Inspiration.
Cosset just came back on the pitch, right?
Correct.
Oh, but she did come back on full health, so it's just the 3 damage because she got knocked off the pitch and was on full health.
Takes the knockdown first.
Ooh.
6 inches in the 2, not where. Pasha's like, yeah, these scatters have been
great.
Good activation from Ballista there.
See, I think there. Oh wait, no. Your deadbolt cost 2. Never mind. In my brain, he had 1 left to maybe second wind and get
over to it. Yeah.
Over towards the ball. Not sure 4 inches gets him quite there. But he was obviously hoping for the salvo. Salvo can get that ball now.
Yeah. Can he? Yeah, with swift strikes. Yeah.
Oh, I'm just thinking like the fact that Salvo is a 6'8" model and tetherball, which is like 14 inches of movement even without that.
Yeah, you could be right. I think once Sturge moves.
Yeah.
Just going around that.
So this is Hemlock. Hemlock moves over.
I'd like to have seen the charge template go down there.
Just to double check the distance.
Just to clarify, not so much the distance, but the line looks like it passes through Graves' base a little, and the 2 inches. Salvo down to 7 health. 1 more attack coming in. Another good roll. Another 1 damage, down to 6. Bonus time blind. Looking for 4s. And it's a hit. And that probably takes off the...
Yeah, just to remove the... I don't think he was...
It's the kick and the movement.
I don't think he was in range to get... It only looks like 2 influence to me, and I think it would have had to have been a sprint and a tetherball, meaning there's no shot on the table.
Or heroic play.
Oh, yeah. You just heroic play,
heroic tether, get the ball,
no, that'd have been
shot on goal. But with the -2 movement and the -2 kick.
Well, I think just with the models where they are now. I think just Hemlock being where she is takes that off the table.
Yeah.
Unless he was fishing for, like, unexpected arrival tech.
Could you imagine?
Given Pasha's definition of directly away from...
Oh, apologies. Stroking the mic. Any alchemists? Not yet today. We have seen masons versus farmers, and we have got morticians versus engineers on the table now.
But in terms of how everyone else is faring, we have the exact same information as you in terms of Longshanks, I'm afraid.
If you log into Longshanks, you can have a look, see how everything's going, see what results have come in. We'd ask you not to because it is struggling with such a large event.
Yeah, we're struggling to have it with the people that need it. But the first game was Masons v Farmers, but I'm not going to say the score in case you want to go back and watch that at some point.
So Dirge there making a parting blow, being the absolute hero that he is, does 1 damage and can't take any other results. because it doesn't have the ball.
So that's another 1 damage on Salvo, right?
Down to 5. And now buying attacks from Salvo onto a knockdown Graves with a crowd out of 1 person. So 4 dice, 3s and 1. Takes a momentous double dodge. And measuring it out, he is no way getting there.
With the blind, didn't he roll too many dice?
Yes, he did. You are correct. He should be rolling 3 down to 2 dice.
Yeah. Meaning that the result he just rolled is in fact impossible. But
without a bonus time.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? And as we say for these events, the reason we don't interfere is we are here to commentate, not to be a judge.
Because it then kind of adds a presumption that we are the people to ask on everything, and there are rules interactions that I do not have the confidence to call as the kind of official word on it. So it's easier to not get involved with any of it than some of it. I'm aware I'm saying this, given that Pash came and asked us a question earlier.
Yeah, but if like if you're playing a game at a table and you ask the guys next to you, if they're confidently and they are certain, that's fine. If there's any doubt, you just call a judge. They were quite happy to ask us about that. Oh, how has Pat Van Value managed to creep his way into the table?
Oh. Is that the one with the tash?
Yeah.
Has that got the tash on it?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good tash.
It was a good tash. So we're looking at some choices here from Salvo to try and floor bolt someone. Knockdown bolt, using the heroic, it misses. Spends 1 to heal himself. Puts him on 10 health, 9 health, because we didn't mark the one from the
Parting blow.
Salvo one.
Squids, in terms of the question.
So HP just asked. HP asked, "Did you remember blind at any of those attacks?" And he was like, It does change, but we both have forgotten.
So, is what it is. Can't time warp it. So Squid's live in the chat asking if the spread of guilds is to be expected, or guilds, or do you say a guild that has more or less entries than you're expected?
I've not actually seen the.
Haven't seen the full lineup to be able to answer it, but I think the fact that we haven't seen a duplicate on top on like the table of these 4, whereas as it got towards the tail end of season 3, it did feel like when we were covering the stream games, you were seeing a lot of the same stuff coming up. So even just kind of from the first 4 games, having not looked at the Longshank stuff, it feels like there's a decent split, but I think kind of my understanding that I've seen from social media and stuff was we were kind of expecting a decent amount of butchers and a decent amount of morticians.
Butchers, morts and hunters were the other 3 favourites, I guess you could say, of the community and the competitive players. Let's have a look, see if I can get onto the Longshanks LCQ to get. So we are seeing, whoa, okay.
I can see that red line from here.
17 butchers, 11 morticians, and only 6 hunters. 9 fishermen, obviously with the release of Fathom. People want excited to try the new toy.
Yeah. How many union have we got?
Just 3.
That seems low to me. Is the biggest surprise out of all of that? Only 3 union is probably my biggest surprise. I thought there'd have been more. But I wonder if that kind of, that style of play, people have gravitated more towards butchers now.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
And 2017 world champion Timmy, he is the one person playing the Ratcatchers Guild.
What a hero.
And I bet he's doing well.
I love Ratcatchers.
So we've got 3 Falconers, 3 Union, 11 Morticians, 9 Masons, 6 Hunters, 9 for Fishermen, 6 for Farmers, 4 for Engineers, so you're lucky to see one on stream, 17 Butchers, 7 Brewers, 7 Blacksmiths, and 7 Alchemists.
Cool.
Obviously, not all the games are finished yet, but the current...
Timmy dropped because he's too drunk. Apparently. Textbook Timmy.
Wow. Classic Timmy.
He not only dropped from the tournament, I've seen him actually drop, as I said.
Yeah.
The first time I saw him today, he fell over. As in, like, I was standing having a conversation with him and he just tripped over a step or something and went flying.
Has Timmy already qualified for the World Championships?
No. I believe that was Dominic.
Yes.
That had won the German one.
Yeah. I was wondering if he went to a different nations.
Perhaps.
Chat, can you off the tops of your heads, do you know if Timmy is in the World Championships?
So Cossack going in here on Salvo, I believe. He's made his way all the way over there now.
Away from Dirge, which is good. Clock running out for Henry here.
I wonder if that's just Pash's game plan here. Get it close.
Yeah, I think
get it close,
is.
win on clock. Keep it, get it close, keep it close, and win on clock.
The pressure is there on the ball as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ballista's just a breach away from...
He's a legendary away from a shot on goal. Takes him to 10 and then wins on clock.
Yeah.
And he can shoot from range to get that momentum, so he doesn't need to engage and ever risk himself. Take those shots to begin with.
So what's that activation over with?
Clears his condition, walks over and overclocks veteran velocity. Grave shakes the condition and walks to outside of base to base. Outside of 1 inch, sorry. And just takes some swings with his 3 attacks or 2 attacks. 1 damage bleed. So he's in the danger zone.
So Salvo will survive.
Oh, well, bleeds in the end phase.
Yeah, but it's only taken 5 damage from what? He's got 5 health left. I think
we've missed a load. He's only got 2 health left.
Oh, okay.
Also, we were talking about various stats.
Oh, is this during the surprises from the lineups?
Yeah. But we can save Salvo with veteran velocity. So she sprints 8 inches. Spends all his momentum to heal Salvo for 4. And that is the end of the
predicted it. That's why I didn't change it. I knew it was coming.
So he's on 6 health down to 3 after the bleed.
And I'm going to have a quick...
Both players desperate to pause the clock.
And I'm going to have a quick sip of water in this brief break.
Yep. So just clearing up all the results. Salvo on 3 health.
Thank you, Ronan.
Ballista's on 16. Velocity's on 5. Salvo's on 3. Colossus on 14, nice and healthy. Ratchet's on full, and Mainspring is on 4 and just is happy to sit in the backfield for now. Cosset's on 9. Casket time is not on the pitch.
Nope.
So
the big model is
gassed. Gast has 17 health. Graves on 9. Dirge on 6. The Scalpel on 8. So
it guaranteed.
Back in the game. Played for. So back in the game, if taken out model, their influence can be reallocated.
And Pash clearly played Keep Your Chin Up because there's way more text on that keep the ball moving.
Yeah, what does Keep the Chin Up do?
Keep your chin up. The first time
Come on,
model uses Come On Mate, they do so without spending any.
Which has been errated to mean encourage. Otherwise, that would be a blank card. Ball collected there. These models returning to the pitch are a nightmare for tetherball.
Yep. So we've got an update from Aaron.
Oh.
He is still stuck, waiting
Oh,
for his car to be fixed, watching on a replacement phone because his phone broke.
Oh.
Stating, what a weekend. Don't worry, it's not the weekend yet. Yeah. Still, like, try and stay positive. It's not It's not the weekend until tomorrow, so your weekend is still safe.
And because you missed the start of the LCQ, you've got the entire convention to enjoy the seminars, which you might not have got to done if you play in the LCQ. It's something I've always found at big cons like this, that if I'm playing competitively and that's my main aim, I always regret on Monday being like, oh, I wish I'd done some of the fun stuff.
Well, I believe, I could be entirely wrong, but Aaron was like working or something this morning, so I was leaving late anyway, so definitely wasn't going to be here for the LCQ.
I see.
So it was kind of left like just early afternoon and then has been struck by the luck.
And that is salvo gone. That is 2 more points to Henry as he claws seconds off of his clock. Tools up.
Do you think it's enough? Just look at it and I just do not see how Henry wins
10 seconds left.
Don't see how he manages to get the 3 VPs in the time, because that ball is not where that ball is for much longer. No.
Oh, with 1 second left! It means he gets a full minute activation. That is precise planning.
Planning, huh?
Planning.
Is that what we're going to call that one?
Yeah. We gonna be nice about it.
So, charge from Ballista coming in. Look how calm Pash is. It's like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a lifetime.
Which model is this? Oh, it's Cosset, isn't it? So
Ballista coming in on the Scalpel over there.
That Scalpel there, but I mean the model next to him is Cosset, so that's why there was a charge allowed. Takes a momentous tackle. Momentum generated.
Nothing on the second.
Oh dear. Nothing on this one. Out of momentum.
Takes a momentous push.
Keeping the ball on him. Yes, because legendary play lets him make a kick without spending influence, right?
But I'm not convinced it's within 10 inches of the goal.
I don't think he's taking a shot on goal. It's not a shot, it's a kick. So he could thump it into the backfield.
But when it's make a kick, does that mean you could either take a shot, make a pass, or
pass,
do anything you
like?
like?
Space, yeah. It's when it's shot that you have to be on goal. You legendary, and you get that ball well away from this position.
Yeah, you kind of just kick it back up towards the...
Just kick it back up to Mortish and goal.
Put it off the pitch. Off the pitch. Off the pitch. Off the pitch.
Off the pitch?
No, it's a bad idea. Because if that just goes straight into that barrier...
Oh.
Granted, with 10 inches, I'm pretty sure there's somewhere on that.
He'd hope. I don't know, his scatters have been pretty terrible for him.
Apparently David Cameron, but not that one, beat Alex Botts in the other tournament.
Mm. So the kick successful. Direction 1 goes off, and Pash quickly finishing his turn to try and save as much time.
Vanishing.
And that's 3 minutes spent on this activation. You'd want a much quicker activation now.
Yeah, now his clock advantage is
disappearing.
Well, it depends how quick his other activations are going to be, but the ball does land on Colossus from the middle. Played for
and got. Click the time. So at the end of this activation, Pash will gain 1 VP. Only 2 hits there from 4 health. Sorry, 4's to hit. Veteran velocity here. She has how much health?
5, I think.
5 plus reanimate.
Yep.
3 damage, 2 health left. Triggers reanimate, but no momentum generated from the last attack, and she is on 3 health.
So that is 7 to Pash.
Yep.
And then Pash is going to wander up, kick it in the goal, and then just be like, cool. You kill me, you go up to 11, and then I win.
Yeah. I mean, you got to watch that parting blow from. Can Dirge even do it? No, he's got close control, so.
He does have close control.
But he doesn't have any momentum. Come on, Pash, don't. If you're playing for clock, you've got to play quicker. She reanimated, so she stood up. Last attack was 2 damage and knockdown. You. Oh.
Yeah, it's 2 knockdown, but then it triggers reanimate, so it gets rid of it.
So I guess that's a question of how do you
they're
timing
back.
step?
They're back in the game. Well, it's not a timing step thing.
Oh,
His last attack was the one that triggered reanimate. He did not make another attack afterwards. So.
Yeah. Well, what I was asking is, could you break your attack? So like 2 damage.
Right, got you. 2 damage.
Reanimate.
So reanimate goes, and then I
apply
choose to knock you down after.
Yeah. That was the timing step thing I wondered about, but they're happy with it.
I think you can probably do it.
But they're simultaneous, but you apply them.
Yeah.
So I assume you would finish your action
and then reanimate
and
then triggers
reanimate
after it's all done.
After it all. Otherwise, you could start to do the
really
weird push into an aura and get extra damage on the number. So yeah.
There are some less than fun interactions that can occur.
Yeah. Takes momentous double dodge, 3 momentum generated very nicely.
But that is 1 point over to HP. So is that how that works?
Wait, what? I'm confused.
So I believe that is 1 point goes to Pash there to take to 10.
Yeah. No, to take Pash to 8. Oh, sorry, one.
So Pash is clocked out now, so does he give 1 point to HP at the end of that activation?
Yes.
So HP is on 10, and now HP just goes in with Cosset and finishes off the 3 health vet velocity.
Yeah. I mean, I'd still make him roll the dice if I was Pash.
I too would. But
yeah.
We're just double checking that the player. I'm just checking what the players have decided on.
So players are saying it's 10-7 after that activation, and Pash is happy to shake.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if there's a round time. I don't know if it's come to round time.
Might have been called.
Because Bryce has been kind of saying stuff over the mic in regards to round time, so I don't know if it came down to round time. So that is the game.
Yeah.
HP takes the win.
Takes the win, 10-7.
But I agree. If Pash had kind of really pushed that clock advantage harder and was just like, I'm going to run away, have fun. I'm going to run away, have fun. Yeah. But I can also respect
going in and trying to win it. Honestly, I guess. If you want to
closer to honestly.
But then I think if Bliss's attacks had landed as he wanted to, he could have had the double push. Well, momentous push to he double pushed to the edge of the pitch.
With 2?
Yeah, 2 or 3 attacks.
Because he was rolling 5 dice because of the cover, 4-1, and just couldn't
spike that little bit up to.
Entirely did nothing, which is less than ideal. But there you go. So Morticians take the victory there.
Yep, Henry continues on.
So we will be back for round 3 at some point. It's scheduled to start at 2 o'clock. It's already 2:30.
I believe the rounds are starting at 1/4 the hour. We have ours scheduled for 2, so we should hopefully be back around about 2:05 or so.
Well, no, because it's already 2:30. We are very far behind, which is why I assumed it was round timer.
Yeah, okay.
So
all right.
Somewhere around 3. So we're about an hour behind, I'm guessing, unless they kind of like cut the gap in between these two. But we'll try and keep you in loop as best we can as to what's going on. I'm going to go and grab a drink of water.
Yep,
because my throat is getting very sore already. Would we like to do one last plug of our TeamStream code before we go?
If you've been enjoying the stream today and previous streams, use code TeamStream20 and you can support us on the online store. Do be aware that there is a Black Friday sale coming up on November 23rd, and we don't want to cheat you out of any savings, so use that in the knowledge that you're supporting us, but there will probably be a better offer on Black Friday, and you are more than welcome to wait for that, because you can be an informed consumer.
We want you to use your money wisely and don't want to feel like you're being unfairly informed of a saving, so we want to make sure you have all the information before doing so. But if you do wish to use it, thank you very much. So we'll be back as and when the next round starts. We'll try and update you as we find out, but Longshanks seem to have a lot to say about it.
Put this Twitch what's it called, tab into a different thing, minimize it, put the volume up, and when you hear our voices, quickly open it again. That's my advice.
Sounds good. Right, catch you later. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to those that already used the code. Good luck with your car, Aaron. Catch you later.